Hello and welcome to today's Stamping and Creating with me, Fiona Whitten. So please bear with me for a second whilst I just double check that everything is actually going out live and that I am not just simply talking to myself, which I do a lot of. But I just want to make sure that this is going live, and yes, it looks like it is, which is great. So I don't know about you folks, but it's sort of the tail end of November. Well, we're in the last half of November now, and for me, the panic is starting to set in about sending Christmas cards, because I have quite a few to send to the States and various other places around the world. And I took a moment earlier just to see when all the last postal days are. And, oh, they're actually coming up really soon. And I know that I am nowhere near finished making all my cards. I do usually end up having a last few that I have to make last minute, because my husband will say, oh, did you send a card to so-and-so? Or, oh, I could do with a card for so-and-so and so-and-so. And it's just like, I've just sent everything and I've used everything up, so I need to go make something. So I thought today that I would share one of the kits that you'll find in the kits collection, and it's called the Christmas Everywhere kit. And I think this is a really great kit for making those last minute cards, or even getting ahead of yourself for next year. Let's face it, sometimes I know a lot of people actually start the minute Christmas is finished for the following year, but I'm never that well organised. But so I tend to craft last minute, and this is really going to help me out, because this kit has everything in it that I need to make some cards, which is great news. So you'll find it in the kits collection. And as I said, it's called Christmas Everywhere. And it comes in a nice little box, so you can put everything back in it afterwards. And then you'll find that everything comes sealed, with the exception of the stamp set. Yes, there's a stamp set. There is a block. There is an ink spot, which is Lost Lagoon. And then everything else comes in a it's already sort of packed up together in some cello. So it's just a question of breaking it open, trying not to rip it for once, and taking it all out. And the great thing is that these are quick, easy cards, just what you need if you're just making cards for the first time, or if you're just really just want to get them out, done and out. And there are instructions. So these are the instructions. They're very simple to follow. And there are 3 designs. So some bits have been already not stamped, but printed. So I'll just show you what's in the kit. And you can make, let's remind myself, 9 cards. So you've got 3 each of the 3 different designs. So you've got, this is real red. So you've got real red card bases. You've got Pretty Peacock, I guess it's Pretty Peacock and Lost Lagoon on there, and then there's a very snazzy Granny Apple Green, pretty bright, and then there's these little pop outs. So you have Christmas trees, and I just noticed, I don't know if you can see the sparkle on these, but all the little red bits are red glitter. So we have Christmas trees, and there are 3 sheets of those. And then we have palm trees and cactuses. This is very apt for my friends in San Diego. In fact, I was over in San Diego for just before Christmas one year, and I was driving through a neighbourhood going down to the shops, and I noticed that someone had a cactus, and they had put lights all over it, and I shan't say what it looked like, but let's just say it was yeah, interesting. So I've got those, and then there are these little these little sheets. So we've got trees. So those are all the same. Oh, they've all got trees on. So, okay, fine. That sorts that out. And then we've also got the envelopes. So you'll have 3. Oh, let's see what we got here. This is the first time I've actually opened this kit, as you can tell. Okay, so all of the envelopes are the same. So they just have this red print on the inside. But when you close them, you won't see it. So the envelopes are thick enough that you don't actually see the red through it, which is quite nice. So we have those. So everything you need. I did see, as I was looking at things, there's also a sheet of dimensionals, which is good, which means that you can pop things up. And as I said, you've got the stamp set and you've got a clear block. And you can never have enough clear blocks. I keep all mine and they get used for classes and all sorts of things. So these are not like the normal ones that you see in the catalogue. But they're still really useful and they're very, very simple to use. Right, so let's see, let's get myself a little bit organised here and get the instructions out. So I'm not going to make all 9 because I think you'll probably, well, I say, will you be bored to tears? I hope not. But we'll just space these out and figure out. So if I've got the granny apple green, so that's those. So I have 3 of those. I will need 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. Like so. I will need, 3 of these. So we've got the real red that we're going to be stamping on. So that's 3 of those. There's actually 4 of each. Which is good because if you make a bit of a boo-boo, at least you've got 1 spare that you can use. And then I want all the trees. So I don't need the cactuses, but I want the trees. So I'm guessing that we want, let's see, these 2. So we need 6 of these. That's 4. Oops. Get the other one. Where did I put it? Here we go. So those are those 6. And then we need 3 of these for this particular one. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3. So that's all we need for that particular sort. So that's all sorted out. Just put those to one side for a minute. And I'll just grab these. I'm not going to worry about the envelopes because they're all the same, so I don't actually need to separate them out. So then for this, I'm going to use, so it says to use, again, I need 3 of these. So 1, 2, 3. And the nice thing about this is that, because that's 6 and I've still got more here, so obviously they've given extra as well, just in case there is a boo-boo. And then I need 3 of those and those from that one. Like so. That one. And then this one. So that's all of that one. Oh, and I need the green, the lemon, granny apple green, the labels. So that's those. I think this is the bit that takes the longest actually, is just sorting it all out. So that's them. And then last but not least, I have the red. So that's those 3. And I'm guessing that this is as an alternative, because I don't see them being used on any of these, but hey, I will certainly put them to use, just not necessarily on these cards. Don't need that bit, but hey, that's that bit done. So yeah, so apparently if you've got cards to go to Australia and New Zealand, you need to get them posted by the 6th of December, which is only like 2 weeks away. That's that, and then I will need these as well. So that's that. So that's all of those. So that's all of the cards. As I said, I've got this left. I can't see anything on here that suggests. So I am assuming that they have just given us these as an alternative, which is a nice idea, and I might do one like that, but I'm not going to do it. Oops, at this precise moment in time, and I need 3 of those. There we go. Right, now I definitely have everything that I need, so I don't need that. Put that away. So yeah, 6th of December for Australia and New Zealand, and the important date for me is the 11th of December, because that's for the USA and Canada. So I need to make sure that I have everything done that I need to have done for them to go. Now these cards are designed to go as landscape by the looks of it, which means that you will have your fold at the top, so it'll be like a tent style card, and sit like that, so you can just see the ridge here. So we need that. We need this, but this is the bit that we're actually going to stamp on, and we're also going to stamp on the label. So the first thing we need to do is to open up our Lost Lagoon. This is one of my favourite colours, and it's sold out at the moment in the UK, which is a real pain, because I don't have any cardstock, and I don't have, well, I have my ink, so that's not a problem, but I'm really wanting some cardstock, because I used it all up this month for the Card and a Cuppa kits. So I was going to say I find using the scissors the easiest thing to break into this thing, but I never know what's the easiest way, quite frankly. You only really need to open one side. There we go, that's it, like so. So that you can then just easily close it again, and you're not going to lose the lid because you haven't taken all of the label off. Now the one thing about the photopolymer stamps is you do need to stamp on something that has a bit of give, she says, and realises that yet again she's gone and put that elsewhere. I know it's here, so I thought I saw it, but hey, you know what I'm going to do? I've got something else I can use. I just need to find it. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to wing it as it is. But I usually, actually no, I think I'll use this. This might have enough in it. And again, right, stop faffing, Fiona, just get on with it. Oh, right, so first off we want to stamp the trees. Now these being photopolymer stamps, you might find that there's still a layer of something on there from the process when it was being made. I think that's the one you want. So initially when you try stamping, it doesn't always come out that well. So you might want to just stamp it a couple of times onto grid paper or some old photocopier paper sort of thing. Just try that. This is actually quite a juicy pad. And then clean it. And then hopefully it's seasoned enough that when you start using it on the actual project, it will be good. Don't be surprised if your stamps start to go a bit pink, even though you're using blue, because there's red in this particular, I think from this particular colour when it's made. Right, let's see now. I want to stamp one here. I'm going to go for it. I'm hoping you can see this. If I just move it up a bit, you should be able to. If you're not sure that you have enough ink, then you can always go over it again and stamp that one. And you see what I was saying about it being a little bit blotchy. But as you go on, it will get better. And then there's that one. And I'm going to leave that on my block, and I'm just going to get another block out because I need to do it for the stars. Because we have the Granny Apple Green, but we don't have the Lost Lagoon stars. So I'm going to put one up here, and one down here. Right, okay, and I am literally following virtually the what's on the instruction sheet. So I've got that. And then I need this piece here for the sentiment. Now, the nice thing about these stamps is that because each word is separate, you can make up your own sentiment. So you can have Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas, Christmas wishes, whatever it is that you like. I'm glad it's got happy and merry rather than and Christmas rather than holidays. It's one thing that I wanted to make sure. Some of these stamps I don't really need happy holidays. I much prefer Merry Christmas or Happy Christmas. And the nice thing is, because these are photopolymer, if you've got some grid paper, you can line. She says, trying not to get it stuck to her fingers. So that's my Merry, like that. Merry, I don't think it will fit on there. So that's the Merry. And then Christmas. Again, if you just have it straight on the grid paper, and I'm assuming that this is straight because I can't quite see because I'm not. I think that will be good, like so, and then it will fit quite nicely on here. Oops. So again, because this is an ink spot rather than a full-size ink pad, it's actually easier to take the ink spot to it and stamp it, to ink it rather than the other way around. So I'm going to do that. That's going to go on here, and then I just need my trees as well. Then we've got trees, we've got one big tree, and then we've got these two triangle trees. Well, they're all like triangle trees, aren't they? So we're going to put those on. So everything seems to have dimensionals on, which, to be honest, here in the UK, it's more expensive to send stuff with lots of dimensionals on. So I don't know that I will necessarily do dimensionals on everything. I will probably just try to do the trees and the sentiment, but then this piece will just get glued on rather than some more dimensionals. And even the instructions like show you where to put the dimensionals on. But I mean, I just go with the flow. Let's put this one on first because that's the one that's going to go in the middle. roughly there. That one's going to go next to it. Like so. Third one, which I, there it is. I didn't think I had new glasses. That's going to go there, and as I said, I'm going to, well, I think I will dimensional put this one on so you can actually see just how thick it is, but because there was plenty here. It's not like we're going to run out of them, I don't think. So these bits are just going to go everywhere. So this is going to go on here. Oops. Like so. Try and get it straight with a border top and both sides the same, and then this will go on here like that. Now I want to make sure that I don't have a dimensional on that top portion here underneath there, because that's what's going to go slightly over that that panel. So just along the bottom, and then if you really want to make sure that it's secure, then simply just put some glue, or you can use some Stampin' seal. I don't use that very often, but sometimes it's good just to use it. It just means it's not going to squidge out anywhere. So we're going to put this on so that it's kind of level and spaced equally between the trees. So that's the first card. So as I said, it's really a case of taking everything out that takes the time sorting it, and then the actual stamping and putting it together is actually pretty quick. So that's that first one. So I'm not going to do another Granny Apple Green. I'll just put those there. And next I'm going to do a, oops, sorry. I've got these little lights that I have in my craft room that sit on my my desk that I use for doing these videos, and it's away from everything else, and in theory it means that I don't need to keep moving stuff backwards and forwards, but it's one of these ones that if you touch it, it goes out. So, which is precisely what I just did. So this one, we just have the instructions to refer to. So we're going to have 2 of these trees, and we're going to have the big red one, which, actually no, I'm doing the wrong one, aren't I? So this one is these and that tree. That's it. And then this time we're going to be stamping using the open tree. So we're going to be using that one there. I think I'm going to keep my Merry Christmas for the time being. So I'll just get another block. I mean, obviously you can take everything on and off, but I just have the added luxury of having extra blocks. So I don't need to worry too much about doing that. It just means that I've got more blocks to clean, but hey. Right, and again, as I said, you might find that you need to ink this and stamp it a few times, just to try and season it. So if you ink it, stamp it, and then clean it, that's that. So this time I'm going to do it. So we've got this one roughly here. It's going to be roughly there. And there we got some stars. Just put some stars on as well. This one I can actually just take the stamp to the ink pad. Right, that's that. Now, glue out this time. That's that, and then I want, so this one's going to go in the middle, so it's going to go roughly here. And then these are going to go roughly there. Sorry, I could hear something going on in the background and I had no idea what it was. It's just a bag that slipped off something. I was waiting for a crash, which never came. These. So yeah, so I've sort of mentioned the dates for Australia and New Zealand, which is the 6th of December. The States and Canada is 11th of December. Europe 13th, and then if you're sending everything second class post in the UK, then it's the 18th of December and the 20th. For first class, but to be honest, post at the moment seems to be, I don't know what's going on with it, quite frankly. So you might actually want to post early, or just give things out by hand. But obviously that's not always practical. So that's that one, this one. That. I'm going to glue this onto the card. As I said, if I am posting this, I really don't want to be adding some extra height to it. So that's my card base. Put that on. Make sure it's the right way around. The other benefit of using the glue is it means if you have pushed it slightly in the wrong place, you can move it. But hey, oops. That's that one. And then I need the sentiment, so I'm going to use Merry Christmas again. And we're going to use that Lost Lagoon on here. So these aren't the only Christmas kits that are in the kits collection. There is a couple from last year actually, that are still there. So if you want to see what's available, best check online, simply because that has the up-to-date information. I can tell you what's there, but then by the time you look, it's not necessarily going to be there. My online store is real time, so if it's there, it's still available, and if it's not there, then it's not available. And I just realised I have no idea why I put that glue on, because the base is actually just simply glued on. So this one I can put 3 dimensionals on, but it doesn't matter because that glue will simply dry anyway. I think it's about equal. So that's the second card. That's quite sweet. I do like the glitter on there. Okay, and of course, if you want to decorate the inside of the card, then that is always an option too. And that's that. And then the third one is a Lost Lagoon base. So as you can see, these are pretty quick to to come together. And then the nice thing, of course, is that you have a stamp set left that you can use for other projects. Let's see now, do I want... That's that one, and then this one, there we go. So again, we want this piece, and then we've got a third, we've got a different tree stamp again. I mean, you can mix and match. You don't have to follow the actual instructions by using that particular stamp. You can use whichever one that you want, or you can use different stamps. It's really up to you, but the instructions are there, so if you just want to simply follow them, that's your prerogative, and it just, as I said, it just makes life a lot easier. You really don't have to think, but you then may find, okay, well, I'm confident enough now to actually go do my own thing, and then so you might make a few that are, see, this is where I hadn't actually stamped and cleaned it, so that's not exactly the best image there. Let's do this a couple of times. Luckily it'll be hidden mostly by that die cut. So let's try again. Just for this one anyway. That's going to go here. I mean, you can even go mad with a little star if you want to. This one, they've only actually put one on here, right up here. But, you know, because you're not going to see it here. I might just put one up there. Hey, just because I can. And then this time we're going to want the big red tree, the white tree with the red glitter, I should say, and then these little trees, like so. So that's going to go on there like that. Again, get some more dimensionals out. And now just place that on. Like so. So with it being virtually the tail end of November, the last chance list came out the other day. So there are some things that have already gone, some things that came back and have gone out again that I didn't even manage to get my hands on. They were so popular, but hey. So yeah, so the some stuff already gone. Again, it's a bit like the kids collection. To see the up-to-date list, then the best thing to do is actually check it out online, and you'll find it at oakfieldcrafts.stampinup.net is where you'll find it. And then there'll be a whole section for the last chance. There are some items there where there's a really good discount. There are also items there that are still full price. But once they're gone, they are gone. That's that. Am I going to stick to Merry Christmas, or should I go put a different sentiment on this time? I think I might actually put a different sentiment on. Let's do a Happy Christmas. So again, this time I want to put the happy so that it's the right way out and I can see it, line it up on the lines, and then just pick it up. Try not to knock it clumsy oaf that I am. Pick it up with the other stamp already on it. Try and sort of vaguely line it up so that it's sort of central. And then I want the Granny Apple Green this time. And seeing as I've not used the Happy before, I better stamp it a couple of times in the corner. And then I will clean it. So this is a really sweet stamp set and kit. As I said, I was surprised to see the red sparkle on there. The if you look at it in the online store, you don't notice it. I'm trying to see if even the blurb about it says anything about it. Pre-cut, including oh, it does say, it says with red glitter. So okay, so there you go. I obviously didn't read it, but it was a nice and happy surprise to see it. And again, I'm just going to put some dimensionals on this. Oops. Like so. So those are the 3 cards that the kit's for. So that's that. So I see I've already made 3 cards, and that's what, less than half an hour to make 3, and that was including the actual punching everything out. Now I'm going to use these to make a another card, but this one I'm going to make as a, let's see, I'm going to make it as a portrait card, and I'm going to use just use some cardstock which I've already cut. Thinking about it, I forgot I actually had this. So this is a half a sheet of A4 in, actually that's cherry cobbler. Don't really need cherry cobbler, I'm probably better off having in real red. That's a brighter red. Cherry cobbler's more your traditional, but this red will actually fit in with the glitter on the pots for the cactuses and things. So that's what I'm going to do. Just need to find my trimmer, which is here. Put that to one side, like so. So I'm simply going to cut a sheet of A4 in half to create my base card. So I've cut it on the long side, and then I'm just turning it, and again scoring it on the wrong side, so I have a standard card base. Now this is going to be too wide, so the question is, do I use it or do I just, you know what, I think I might use it, but I'm going to cut it in half. So let's just double check how long it is. Let's cut it down to 12.5. Sounds silly, I know, but hey. And then I'm going to cut that then in half, which is going to be 6.25. And I am literally winging this, just so you know. I've got palm trees and I've got the cactus. Let's see. I said, this is very reminiscent of San Diego. And I'm not too worried about it going off. It's just a question of playing and just being happy with what you've done. I'm going to leave that cactus like that. I'm going to put palm tree in there. The other thing I'm just wondering is, does that fit on there? And it does. So you could do that. You could use that to over stamp this, which is I think what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do that. Now I did actually bring out my larger inks. So these are all the inks that go with this set. So I've got Pretty Peacock, the Real Red, which is the same as the cardstock, Granny Apple Green, which is a really lovely bright green, Lost Lagoon, this is my full-size Lost Lagoon, and then the Pecan Pie, because that's the stems and the trunks and things. So I think I'm going to use the Pretty Peacock, because I think that would look quite nice on there. See, so let's put that on here, over that. I'm hoping that this is going to work because I can't actually see. Yep, there you go. So that's good. So I've got my I'm going to put my cactus on, and I'm going to put my tree on. Let's see now. I'm going to, yeah, you know what, I'm going to put that on with dimensionals. Which are here somewhere, I know. Okay, anyone see the dimensionals? Where have I put them? I'm going to put this thing on some dimensionals, like so. Now the palm tree, I'm going to part glue, part dimensional. So I'm going to put some glue on the trunk. So that's going to get glued on here. And then I'm going to need some dimensionals. So I'm going to put some on here, and then one here right in the middle where the palm tree and the panel meet. So I'm going to put this in the middle. Like so. Try and get that dimensional out. And then I am simply going to stamp. So I've already got on the block the Happy Christmas. So I'm going to stamp simply directly onto there. So I'm going to use Real Red on Real Red. I probably should have done this beforehand, but hey. She says I can just put a finger in the Real Red. So I'm literally going to stamp this here. And hope that you can see it just about. So that's what it looks like. it is on there. It's just the light's just not that brilliant. And then I think I'm going to put something on the tree there. So I've got my magic bag box of dimensionals and all sorts of bits and pieces. Now I have some red sequins that were left over from something, no idea what it was. It was a kit of some sort, so I could use those. So I think those would be quite fitting. Also got some festive pearls, which I know has, there we go, a red. So I think I'm going to use one of those. I think that's very in keeping. I'm just going to use my scissors. I would use my take your pick tool, but hey. So I'm just going to pick. I don't even need to do that. They're quite slippery. Now I'm just going to put one on there. It's not quite as red as the others, but it still kind of fits in. So that's my alternative Christmas card. So if I hold it up, hopefully you can see it does say Happy Christmas. There you go. And then I've got my cactus and my palm tree and a Christmas tree on there. So that's my alternative. I hope you've enjoyed that. So there's all sorts of things that you can do with this. You can really mix and match all sorts of things. That was just a bit of fun with this one that was left. So I will be making some more of those. So I only used half of one of these that was left, so I've still got 2.5, so I could still make quite a few cards out of this. And of course, if you've watched any of my card and the cuppers, I quite often, you can turn this around and like put it here and do all sorts of things. So there's lots of things you can do, and in fact I think I might do that, and then I'll just give you some ideas with them. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed watching today. As I said, this is from the Kits collection. These are the 3 cards that can be made using the collection, and then in the kit. And then these are another sheet which you can make some alternative Christmas cards. Which I think they're funny. I think they're great. So I'm going to do that. I'll make some more of those and I will share another time. Next week will be another Stampin' and Creating. Yeah, I think it's not quite the end of, no, it'll be the 29th of November. So it'll be another Stampin' and Creating next week. And I will share some more ideas to make some quick and easy Christmas cards. In the meantime, if you would like to get your hands on the kits, as I said, you will find them in the Kits collection. And you can check them out at oakvillecrafts.stampinup.net. And you will also find the last chance lists there with details of stuff that is still available. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.